Welcome. My name is Manny, and I want to thank you for watching this presentation to learn more about California's work-sharing program. The Great Recession seems forever ago, but let's recall that from December 2007 through June 2009, companies across the nation cut 22 million jobs, and the effects of that unemployment would be felt well into 2014. More recently, the topic of conversation throughout 2022 was an incredibly tight labor market, marked by challenges for employers to recruit, hire, and retain skilled staff. Many businesses found it difficult to find qualified candidates and equally challenging to hang on to their trained, skilled workers. Economists continue to discuss the prospects of a recession with slow business revenues through much of this year, and we know that layoffs and job cuts are a typical reaction in a recession. We've seen large, high-profile companies like Twitter, Amazon, Meta, and Disney begin to downsize, or like Apple, announce hiring freezes. And while those organizations have massive scale and economic downturn rarely discriminates, businesses of all shapes and sizes likely have some rough waters to navigate ahead. It is prudent to begin taking steps now to prepare, and we appreciate that you are here to learn about the work-sharing program, an alternative to layoffs. Now, I want to share a little more information about what the work-sharing program is. The work-sharing program was established in 1978 as an alternative to layoffs, which, if you didn't already know, you are already paying into unemployment as an employer. This program utilizes employer and employee unemployment benefits when employees' wages and hours have been reduced between 10 to 60%. In 2014, the program was standardized by the U.S. Department of Labor, also referred to as DOL. The DOL refers to the work-sharing program as short-term compensation. How does this help businesses? Benefits for employers. It helps businesses minimize layoffs and helps employers retain their skilled workforce. Any business in any industry can apply for the work-sharing program. It helps businesses cut costs by reducing payroll obligations. And it helps businesses recover quickly by helping avoid recruiting, hiring, and training expenses often associated with bringing new staff into the business. We also want to mention that while your business may be experiencing an economic downturn, the program is flexible and can meet ever-fluctuating business needs, such as the number of employees participating in the program can increase or decrease as needed. Benefits for employees. This program not only helps employers, but it also helps employees. Employees are able to keep their current job, they are able to receive partial unemployment benefits while business conditions are fluctuating, and the program helps ease and minimize any financial hardships associated with reduced work. Let's take a look at an example to better understand the program. Let's say, for example, a business has 25 employees who work 5 days a week for 40 hours. And you need to reduce payroll by 200 hours. One way to achieve this is to completely lay off 5 full-time employees, which is equivalent to a 200-hour reduction in your workforce. As an alternative, let's look at how the work-share program can assist. An alternative method, leveraging the work-sharing program. Looking at the same example, your business has 25 employees working 5 days a week for 40 hours. But rather than laying off 5 full-time employees, you reduce all 25 employees to working 4 days a week. As an employer, you achieve the same 200-hour workforce reduction and keep all your trained staff. We will be talking about how unemployment benefits help supplement lost wages in a moment. But before we do that, as mentioned before, work-sharing plans are flexible. An entire organization does not need to participate in work-sharing, and as business conditions change, the number of employees can also change. Employees can be added to or removed from the plan. Although the program does require a minimum of 2 employees, comprising at least 10% of the regular workforce or a unit of the workforce affected by the reduction in wages and hours. So basically, a single location, department, or operational unit might be the only group participating in your work-sharing program. The percentage of reduction in work schedules or hours can also change or fluctuate, just so long as the overall conditions remain within the program's guidelines. Alright, next, let's look at how wages are impacted for those participating in the work-sharing program. Keeping our math simple, in this example, let's say a regular, full-time employee is working a 5-day work week and is paid $1,000. If that employee's work week is reduced to 4 days, the corresponding 20% decrease in wages equals $800 paid weekly. So, along with the $800 the employer pays, we would pay unemployment benefits equal to 20% of what they would qualify for as if they were totally unemployed. For example, if the employee is eligible for a weekly unemployment benefit amount of $450, 20% of that amount is $90. It is important to understand that weekly unemployment benefit amounts, which we refer to as WBA, will vary from person to person, and we will be discussing these amounts a little bit later. As with regular unemployment, the work-sharing program does not fully cover lost wages, but it does help minimize financial hardship. In this case, the employee would be receiving $890 a week instead of the $800 had they not been participating in work-sharing. Or worse, if the employer had not signed up for this alternative to layoffs, this employee may have lost their job altogether. Before I leave the example, I want to note here that we used a weekly unemployment benefit amount of $450 as the basis for calculating unemployment benefits. The 20% reduction was multiplied by the $450 to arrive at the $90 amount, and anything back in the paycheck is something we know that employees appreciate. Available on our website is an unemployment benefits calculator that can help employers and their staff estimate benefits for any specific situation. Like in the example, this calculator will return a weekly benefit amount if the individual was fully unemployed. Depending on various circumstances, you would multiply whatever plan reduction by the estimated weekly benefit amount to approximate the unemployment benefits returned during a work-sharing agreement. Many customers who are trying to understand unemployment benefits have found this tool to be helpful. Just remember, for work sharing, multiply this figure by the wage or hours reduction percentage for your estimate. Our work sharing program, alternative to layoffs, DE 8685 form, can assist you by walking you through each step of the program process. This product outlines the steps of the work sharing program and has helpful links to point you in the right direction on our website for more information. Bookmark it on your browser. It is a helpful resource to reference, and you can always find it on our website, edd.ca.gov/worksharing as well. Okay, let's look closer at eligibility requirements. Before applying for the work sharing program, it is helpful to be familiar with its eligibility requirements. A business must meet these requirements for a successful application. First, a business must be legally registered in the state of California, as well as have an active California Employer Account Number, or EAN, also called a payroll tax account number. This is an 8-digit number assigned to a registered employer in the state. The business must have a minimum of 2 employees, comprising at least 10% of the regular workforce or unit of the workforce, affected by a reduction in wages and hours worked. That reduction in hours and wages must be at least 10%, but not more than 60%. Also, health and retirement benefits must continue under the same terms and conditions as prior to the reduction in hours and wages, or if there are changes, they must change for all employees, not just those participating in the work-sharing plan. There are a few additional requirements relating to the application itself, including, if your staff have a collective bargaining agreement, their agent must agree to participate in the work-sharing program. For the list of full requirements, we ask you to visit our work-sharing page at the URL listed at the bottom of this slide, edd.ca.gov/worksharing. You'll see this URL several times in the presentation. One other topic I would like to cover is regarding those who may not participate in the work-sharing program. They are corporate officers or major stockholders who have a significant investment in the company, and a business may not include leased, intermittent, seasonal, or temporary service employees. These employees are not eligible to participate in the work-sharing program. Okay, now let's talk about the application process. The fastest way to apply is online by creating a work-sharing account. We have made a lot of changes to the program over the last 18 months, including enhancements to make it even easier for employers to apply and access the program online. By visiting the work-sharing page at edd.ca.gov/worksharing and selecting Register for an account, you can quickly create an online profile. We are confident employers will find the online experience the most convenient and fastest method to apply, but we do not prevent you from applying by mail if that is your choice. On the website, if you scroll down this page, you will find a link for the work sharing application PDF that you can print, fill out, and send in the mail. Since the application questions are easy to follow and self-explanatory, we are not going to walk through each of those now. On the website, there is a list of frequently asked questions and how-to guides available for review. Also, the online application has help text built into it to offer employers some extra assistance. You are welcome to give our team a call in the EDD Work Sharing office. The number is available on the site and will be made available at the end of this presentation. Now, let's talk about what happens after employers apply. After you, as the employer, have submitted your work sharing application and it has been processed and approved, we will send an email notification and mail you a letter of approval with some additional materials. These additional materials include the initial claim and payment certification form and the employer's work sharing certification. The employer and participating employees will be required to complete these documents online or by mail. The remaining documents that will be mailed are a guide for work sharing employers, information on how to distribute work sharing forms to your employees, and a supply of weekly certification forms based on the number of employees approved. Now, there are paper forms for those who wish to mail in certifications. Otherwise, the certification is built into the online work sharing employer portal system. As a reminder, employees must file an unemployment insurance claim and meet eligibility guidelines for each week the employer selects to participate in the work sharing program. The initial claim and payment certification I mentioned earlier is completed by the employer and the employee and then submitted to the work sharing office. The work sharing office will use this information to file the claim. Next, let's cover some of the next steps that come after the approval of a plan application. The fastest way for employers to submit the initial claim and payment certification is online, and these steps are completed through the work sharing portal. Both employers and employees play a role in this process. Once the employer completes their portion of the forms online, we will send an email to employees to complete their certifications. Employees must meet eligibility guidelines each week to participate in the work sharing program. Let's talk for just a minute about what that means. In addition to being part of the employer's permanent regular workforce, at its core, employee eligibility means that work sharing plan participants must continue to be physically able to work and available for work each week they submit their claim for unemployment benefits. Benefits could be reduced or denied for any period of time if an employee does not meet these requirements. This includes circumstances like an employee is too sick or injured to work. I also want to note that state law requires what is called a 1-week unpaid waiting period, the same as for any regular unemployment claim. This means that the first week that an employee is eligible to receive benefits is unpaid. This continues to come as a surprise, and we just want to make sure employers call attention to it in their internal communications. You can read all about unemployment eligibility on our website at edd.ca.gov/UI_eligibility. Employees communicate their eligibility by completing a form as part of the process we call certifying for benefits, and work-sharing employers play a part in this process as well. And the fastest way for them to certify for benefits is through the work-sharing portal every week. Both employers and employees play a role in this process. Once the employer completes their portion of the form online, we will send an email to employees to complete their certifications. We highly recommend submitting the unemployment claim application online, as well as certifying for benefits online. It is the fastest method and allows claims and payments to be processed much quicker. But, if you need to, we also have a mail option. Work-sharing plan participants can also choose to certify by mail. Employers still need to complete their portions of the forms and have employees fill out theirs. Completed forms are mailed back to us to process. After certifications have been processed, employees eligible for benefits will receive those benefits on a Visa debit card, which they will receive in the mail. This prepaid debit card is a fast, convenient, and secure way to get their benefit payments and is not subject to a credit check or monitoring by the EDD. With the debit card, employees can get their money sooner, use it everywhere Visa is accepted, in stores, online, and by phone, withdraw cash at ATMs, banks, and stores with cashback options, and transfer funds to the financial institution of their choice at no cost. A new debit card is valid for 3 years. If an employee has received unemployment, disability, or paid family leave benefits on a debit card in the last 3 years, they will continue to receive benefit payments on that card. To learn more about the EDD debit card, or if you have any questions about the EDD debit card, you can visit edd.ca.gov/debit card. Now let's take a quick look at the steps of the work sharing program process. Here is a high-level overview of the overall process, starting with checking your eligibility, followed by applying for the work-sharing plan, then once approved, review documents and submit the initial claim forms, next, certify for benefits, weekly or bi-weekly, receive payments, then end payments once business conditions improve and your employees go back to their normal schedule. If there is anything unique to your claim or claim forms, we will contact you and/or your employee. It is important that after applying, your staff keep an eye on both their emails and physical mail inboxes. There will be instructions for everything that is sent to you or them. Now that we have covered the essentials of the work sharing program, we want to highlight additional organizations that recommend work sharing. Both the Society for Human Resource Management and the California Chamber of Commerce encourages employers to use work sharing instead of layoffs. They say it's a win-win for everyone, as businesses avoid those high costs to recruit, hire, and train new staff while aiding their entire existing workforce through difficult times. Work sharing is a mature, well-vetted nationwide program that strengthens the economy. If employers utilize the program when needed on a national level, work sharing could reduce the number of monthly dismissals by 10%, having the same effect on employment as creating 200,000 jobs a month. Furthermore, businesses with work-sharing programs recover much faster when business conditions improve because they've held on to the talent already poised to seize the moment. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about the work-sharing program. For more information for your own business, please visit edd.ca.gov/work-sharing or call us at 916-464-3300.